Welcome to Wroclaw in southwest Poland and the Sky bowling lanes for the 2012 QubicaAMF World Cup of 10-pin bowling. First time ever that it's been hosted in Poland, and not just the biggest bowling tournament but one of the biggest annual sporting events on the planet. It's a tough title to win and even tougher to defend. No guaranteed return for the champion. Only Australian Jeanette Baker and Umi Guerra of the Dominican Republic have won back-to-back titles, and tonight Umi bids to become the first bowler in the history of the World Cup to make it 3 in a row. And to achieve that, she's got to overcome the winner of the semi-final contest between England's Kirsten Penny and Singapore's Shaina Ng. Kirsten, with the longer hair, just taking her seat up against Shaina. Kirsten with a terrific international record and has had a spell really in the shadows away from bowling, but has come back very strongly in this tournament. And being watched tonight by guest of honour Lech Wałęsa, the Nobel Prize winner. And nearly as famous alongside me, Cass Edwards, former Great Britain bowler. Cass, this should be a cracking match, and then Umi waiting in the wings as hot favourite. It's going to be fascinating tonight.
It certainly is, Simon, yeah, and it's been very high scoring on these pair of AMF lanes this week. Just testing the water there was Shaina with that one. A little bit sticky on the approach, but she missed the head pin. I'm looking to cover those 2 pins and make a spare to start with.
Yes, a little bit of debate about the oil pattern and how it's going to stand up under the television lights. We always talk about the atmosphere and the environment affecting that, and the bowlers as well will move the oil around. But you think once they've found their line on this one, Cass, they're going to be pretty safe? Simon,
it's been very high scoring all week. All 3 of the lady finalists have been averaged 230 plus. It's been a couple of 300 games. It really has been a strike fest. And yeah, once these girls get locked in. Kirsten doesn't look as though she liked that one to start with, the 2, 7 and the 8. Yeah, there's no limit on what could be scored. 40 feet of oil, lots of back end, which means lots of hook, and a great looking spare there from young Kirsten. Great looking shot to start off with. Just testing the water on the first frame. There's a long way to go. It's the best of 3. Pinfall doesn't count overall. You have to win 2 games out of the 3 to progress to the world final.
Yes, important point to make, that one. Got to keep your chin up. Even if you get absolutely thrashed in that first game, there is a chance to stay in it. And that's produced some very good matches over the years. A little bit of a tentative start from both players as Shaina comes across to the right-hand lane. Just tightening up her line there. This time finds the pocket. Down they go.
Yes, all of the ladies bowled 20 games in qualifying this week, and then the top 24 progressed to another 8 games, and then the top 8 had a round robin playing against one another, and the top 3 progressed to the TV final, and this is the semi-final, seeds 2 and 3.
Kirsten happy to get all 10 there. Whoever goes through is going to have to face Guerra, coming off the back of wins in 2010 and 2011. There have been quite a few women that have actually won the title twice, but it's that back-to-back factor. You have to win through your country qualification to get back, even if you are the defending champion, and that's what makes it so tough to make those back-to-back wins. But Guerra can do it 3 times, so whoever comes through, I think, is going to have to play against the support here in the Sky bowling lanes.
Yeah, Kirsten's just got off to a good start, spare and a double. And Shaina's done exactly the same thing. As the scores move on.
Not carrying a tremendous amount of power into the pocket, but both getting a good angle in there, and that's producing a nice mix on the pins. That's, well, needed a bit of luck there with the messenger.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate just to leave the 10 pin. As I say, there's been an awful lot of strikes this week. And spares are almost just like a byproduct, really. Kirsten's had a high game of 289 and averaged 230 for her 36 games. And that's extremely high scoring. And unfortunately, an 8-10 in the pocket will not help the cause during this game. Dear oh dear, after two or three strikes, she puts one in the pocket, leaves the 8-10, breaks nothing up, and unfortunately that's going to be a big open frame, and we haven't seen that many this week, open frames. Kirsten only had 3 games out of her 36 under a 200 score, so you can see how consistent she's been. Comes back with a strike, but that open frame will really cost her.
It's far more like it from Kirsten. Then back in business, looking to recover from that 10-pin spare, and does so.
Yeah, you can see as the ball gets to the pocket, 10 pins are being carried rather easily. There's lots of back end. There's 40 feet of on, as I mentioned, so that gives 20 feet of hook area as the ball comes off the pattern. Gives the ball time to roll up into the pocket and hopefully to set up that chain reaction we see as the ball goes through the 1-3-5 and the 8-pin.
Just overcooking that one. Real shame there for Kirsten. This time leaves the pin on the other side, the 7, but takes that out without too much trouble.
Yeah, unfortunately she's falling behind that big open frame. The 8-10 has cost her about 30 pins, and so she's trailing. And we're past the halfway stage already.
Needed that, but Shayna with a real chance here to impose herself on this first game.
Quick bit of observation here, Simon. Can you see anything that's unusual? I'll come back to you in a minute.
Anything that's unusual, there we go.
It's one for our viewers to check out as well. Anything unusual going on?
Shayna then looking to double up here. So looking very good now from the bowler from Singapore. And I'll tell you what, Cass, I'm racking my brains. I'm going to have to go to you, I think, on this one.
Tournament bowling is normally bowled on a pair of lanes. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 are natural pairs. 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. This match is being played on the right-hand lane of lanes 9 and 10 and the left-hand lane of lanes 11 and 12. They're bowling on lanes 10 and 11, which I've never seen in 40 years of bowling.
That was definitely a spot for the bowling fraternity out there, definitely.
Just a bit of trivia. First time, well spotted.
Yeah, well picked up there,
Anybody that did see it. The left-hand lane is lane 10, the right-hand lane is lane 11. So consequently, there's a ball return either side. You can see that the ball returns there.
Then not in the middle.
They've got to carry their ball across to the left-hand lane. Very strange. Shani is just tidying this first game up. She's going to be 240 plus if she can.
Yeah, Kirsten knows this one's gone.
This one, yeah.
But she's got such a great international pedigree, Kirsten Penny, that she won't be panicking here. She knows that she's more than capable of bringing this one home. But Shang-G gets the job done. 246 plays 215, but remember the pinfall is not a problem for Kirsten Penny. That is basically 1-0 to Shayna NG. And Kirsten can recover and can win it if she can take these next 2 games. Well, shouting that one on. Sounded like a shout of encouragement. Certainly got the mix.
7 strikes apiece in the first game, so they're both pretty much lined up on the 1-3 pocket. And those QubicaAMF pins are flying around as well, keeping the scores very high.
Now, is this a little sign of light here for Kirsten Penny? Certainly alongside coach, looking very, very relaxed. Been lots of laughter on the England team bench.
Yep, straightforward 2-pin spare there for Shayna NG. Kirsten up looking for a double. Frames 1 and 2.
No, oh, Kirsten.
High through the head pin, broke nothing up at all. Leaves the 6, 7, 10. And this is more than likely and will be an open frame.
Well, she's going to be kicking herself because she's handed over that little early advantage. Looked like there was a bit of pressure on the Singapore bowler, but that has all been released.
Well, again, she's high through the head pin, managed to break it up, but the amount of strikes that have been going on throughout the whole week, she'll be kicking herself that she hasn't taken advantage.
We haven't spoken about 300s, Cass, did we? Did we have any this week?
There was a couple, actually, yeah. One in the ladies' division and one in the men's. The ladies' 300 game was shot by Danielle McEwen from the United States, who unfortunately only finished in 4th place. She missed the TV final by just a few pins, but she did have the only ladies 300 game of the week.
Well, we have Marshall Kent, the USA, over in the men's side of the division, so USA up against Malaysia probably in that team competition. We'll have to see how that develops.
Yes, absolutely. There is a prize for the highest placed nation in both tournaments, men and women combined. And as you say, the USA have got the #1 ranked player, Marshall Kent.
Yeah, if you haven't been to QubicaAMF World Cup, when a 300 game is on, it's a fantastic sight. The whole of the bowling centre comes to a standstill and gravitates to the lanes where it is happening. Everybody willing the player on to the maximum score. And probably getting ready to place a few drink orders as well, just in case.
Yep, just in case someone goes for the magic 12. Kirsten rings a 10-pin in the corner, and that's 3 frames in a row without a strike, which is quite unusual. And the unfortunate thing is she's not advancing her score. Every time she doesn't hit a strike, as I say, she's been averaging 230 for the whole week, and at the moment struggling to get there. 215 on the first game.
But having said that, this has been a mighty effort from a player that's spent quite a long time away from the game.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You can't. You can only praise Kirsten with strikes like that as well. She'll have a little laugh, but yeah, she really has done well to qualify yet again for this tournament.
That's a good strike from Shona. Now, if she can double up here, that just loads a bit more pressure onto the English bowler. Oh, cuts across that head pin, and she's a little bit lucky to just leave the 10 there. That could have been nasty.
Yeah, Spare will progress her game because she has made a double. Kirsten has got the open frame and no doubles, and so it's 21 pins adrift here at the halfway stage. She really has to make a mark now and start throwing a few strikes together. And I'm talking about 3 or 4 in a row. And unfortunately, yet again, 7-pin in the corner. It's a bit frustrating for her. The lanes have held up well under these TV lights, and they're playing pretty consistently. It's just a matter of must getting in that pocket, carrying all 10.
Well, none of the superstars like leaving corner pins, and it's so frustrating when you make that minor adjustment and leave first the 10, then the 7, and then leave yourself a nasty split, and all you're trying to do is find the right place into that pocket. And Kirsten's tried everything here in this semi-final, but Shona NG is perfectly placed to go through 2-0 here. Now, can she hold it together?
Chance to make her second double of the game, and this could be a nail in the coffin, so to speak, for Kirsten Penny. And that is a great looking shot. She's just double up again. She's got 5 strikes in the game, no open frames.
Now or never then for Kirsten Penny of England. Finds the pocket, finds the strike. And there you go. She's got some work to do, and she's going to need a mistake from her opponent as well, but she can't worry about that now. She's got to concentrate on this left-hand lane. And I'm afraid that's it. That's it for Kirsten Penny. The door's open now for her Singapore opponent.
Remy Ong, former world champion, coaching Shona NG. Kirsten makes the spare in the 9th frame, but unfortunately, not enough strikes. Not enough strikes strung together. And so it's very much now for Shona NG to sew this one up.
Very good indeed.
It's going to be a 2-0 victory, I think, for the lady.